This episode of Nintendo Expansion Pass is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to find out more about Boss Rush Media's family of podcasts, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Media to see which tier is right for you. Thanks for helping us build something better. Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Expansion Pass here on Boss Rush Games. I'm your host with a hurt in the pinky still.
Oh my gosh.
The excited and enlightened Eddie V. Joining me, of course, it's the one, the only Bossman himself, Mr. Corey Derrick. Hello, good sir.
Hello, sir. How goes it?
Man,
choking him.
Ooh, I hope it goes okay for you.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It goes. It goes
Anyways.
fine.
Fine.
So, yes. So Corey, we're recording this the day before Halloween, and I kind of want to ask you, and this is not about spooky games or anything, but what makes video game characters great ideas for Halloween costumes?
I don't know.
And like,
That's not a question I'm prepared to answer.
well, because like I think everybody knows, or there's people who do Mario and Luigi, Toad, and Princess. Sometimes Bowser. I really haven't seen no one do the Koopa Kids yet. And stuff. But I'm kind of interested, like a little bit intrigued on why video game characters would be like the number one idea for people to take and make it as a costume.
Well, Ed, I am not prepared to answer this question. I mean, I think I don't know. When I was out trick or treating, I saw a lot of Mario stuff and a lot of Sonic stuff on kids, and it's just one of those. I don't know. I think it's kid friendly. I think a lot of kid games are kid friendly. I saw people running around in Among Us costumes, like the big puffy blow up ones. My nephew last year went as Master Chief. I just think
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of weird Fortnite ones, like the character with the mushroom head and a banana person, and those types of things. I think kids like video games and they want to be their favorite character. Like when people were growing up reading comic books and they wanted to be Spider-Man or Wolverine or someone like that, and I think we're getting to that part where it's the same thing. And I think kids are just excited to be a part of that type of community, and obviously the older people will say have some we'll say not safe for work or interesting
a deviation of a gaming character.
Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. So that's I think that's kind of what people want to get out of their costumes, is like kids love games now, man. I mean, I know we did when we were younger, but it's more relevant than ever in society and culture and stuff. And that's it makes me smile whenever I see so it was funny when we went trick-or-treating last night. I saw the kids were Mario and Luigi, and the baby girl was Peach, and then the mom was Toad, and the dad was Bowser. And it was just it was really funny to see all that, but it was cool that like the family like did a family costume like that. And I don't know, man, it's cool. I think it's great that also a lot of Sonic, man. There's a lot of Sonics out there last night.
Oh wow.
I think I saw like 4 or 5 Sonics out there. Uh, so I don't know, man. What do you think of?
So you mentioned comics, and that's kind of like a kind of a good place to start. And this is outside of cosplay, everybody. I remember in the '90s, like growing up, and you probably can think about this too. Ninja Turtles was the thing that people wanted to be. It's
Yeah,
still
I
like to
was
this
one.
very day.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
okay.
I was Sonic and a Ninja Turtle. In years. So it's actually funny. Ninja Turtles are like, with the movie, right? Like
Yeah.
they're back. I saw a lot of Ninja Turtles last night, and it was really cool to see the Ninja Turtles out there. Um, so that made me really happy, to be honest.
And
Um,
then once, like, of course, we had like GI Joe, we had He Man, and we had like Transformers. Um, I kind of had to. Well, I didn't get to go trick or treating a lot, so I didn't really get to have costumes and
why not,
everything.
Ed?
Um,
What'd you do?
it was just something my mom didn't believe in, you know.
Mm,
So I had to go to a church kind of trick or treating, and I had this kind of like cover thing over me, and I had to go as Moses. and I was just like, this just doesn't feel right. But I do remember definitely being at toys and selling costumes, like Beauty and the Beast with Belle and Pocahontas and uh uh just all of the Frozen and stuff like that, selling all of these costumes and stuff. And I remember just seeing that how Disney and some of the comic shows were like the big thing um for kids to wear because it was a affordable, b have various sizes and stuff, and for some people last minute costumes in a sense. um but I know back in the '90s, like Ninja Turtles was the thing, and you still got to see Mario and and stuff, and soon you got to see Sonic. But I think now with video games being so uh recognizable and more accepted in culture today, that there's so many choices that people could pick. You know, you could be Phoenix Wright. You could be a guy dressed in Princess Peach or Rosalina and stuff. You could dress up as like Joel from The Last of Us and everything, or you know, you mentioned Master Chief from Halo and stuff. And it's kind of amazing to see that uh games now play a bigger part because like if you think of like any other video game outside of Mario, it's going to be Street Fighter. So people will dress up, definitely dress up as Ryu or Ken, and then you'll have Guile and you'll have Chun Li. Like you really wasn't seeing people dressed up as like M Bison or Sagat or Vega or you know and stuff like that. You would just kind of see the easier characters that people could dress up as and stuff. Mortal Kombat soon later came in. Then that's when you started seeing Sub Zero and Scorpion, and that's literally about it. Like I wasn't seeing stuff like Jackson, Johnny Cage, and everything. Um, you know, it's kind of I think now with gays that people could look at and get a you know buy some pieces to make an outfit and stuff. Um, it's I think more people are just like where they recognize me for who the character I'm playing as and stuff. You know,
mhm.
because if you do anything for Final Fantasy, the first thing you're gonna probably choose is Final Fantasy 7 because people could recognize those characters. Um,
Mhm.
on how, and definitely because of it being mainstream and stuff. Um,
Hmm.
so and then like you said, Sonic and stuff, or Fall Guys, or Fortnite and stuff. Um, I think for people who are not very creative or can't really find pieces, I think you could find a game um that you could take a character's outfit and just see what you got in the closet and can you interpret that or change it and stuff. Um, Ada Wong from Resident Evil, pretty much a long red dress, some shoes and some stockings, and then like maybe a wig, brown hair and stuff. Like that's kind of easier for a female to do or a male, you know.
Hmm.
So, cause cause like with Halloween, it is for the kids, but I think for parents or adults, they like to dress up in a certain way, and go out the party and have fun. There really isn't no judgment. It's just really as, do you know who my character is?
Yeah. I man, also like since we're on the topic of costumes and stuff, like we both know that cosplay is like a huge thing, right? And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it really seems like there are, especially at conventions and stuff, whatever game is like huge, or whatever convention you're at, like obviously BlizzCon will have a lot of Overwatch and Warcraft and maybe even some StarCraft stuff in there. Over man, about 3 or 4 years ago, man, Overwatch was huge. Maybe like 5 years ago
Mm-hmm.
when uh man, Overwatch was huge. That like when I went to PAX the last time, like Overwatch was the biggest game out, and everybody was cosplaying as Overwatch characters. Even like the Blizzard booth there, like their whole booth, like their merch booth was Overwatch, except for like a tiny little corner for Warcraft. Uh, and I got my Overwatch League hoodie there, and it's actually really comfortable. I still wear it sometimes. Um, and yeah, man, it's really nice to see people take their passions and like do stuff like that. I mean, you see those incredible like Master Chief costumes or Destiny costumes now, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
so many, and and then people make like funny videos about them and all that stuff. But it's just really cool to see people really like, especially like you see people making their own costumes and they're like, it took me like 8 months to a year to make this costume, and it all looks really good, and it's just incredible the time and effort people put into this stuff. And I know some people do it
Yeah.
professionally, and uh people pay people to see their cosplays, and obviously there's another category for adult content, I guess you could say, not like porn or anything, but like just sexy versions of this character and stuff, and gets a little strange, but it's out there to each their own. So yeah, I mean, costumes are fun. I like when people are excited to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just like Overwatch, Corey. Man, SNK back in the '90s, they had a big run in Japan. So people were dressing up from like characters from Fatal Fury and King of Fighters. Like people really was dressing up. Samurai Showdown. Even like those fighting games that weren't big here in America was big in Japan, and just seeing the work that they put into them, I was just like, man, that is so good. Because I feel like cosplay is on such another level than Halloween costumes, because the detail and the work that goes into cosplay is like it's mind blowing. People learn how to sew just to make stuff like that, and they order pieces and parts, so they can engineer and stuff. That even leads to like weapons and stuff, like Cloud's blade. Final Fantasy VII. It's kind of like maybe one of the biggest ones that I've seen that people have made swords of. Like literally got metal and started making their own sword and
Hmm.
everything. I haven't seen the Master Sword yet. from The Legend of Zelda. Um, but I know there are some people who have made some of them and
Hmm.
everything. And it's very interesting to see the amount of detail. Now, some of them they do have to, if they're not doing cosplay, like if they're not taking it to a convention and stuff, you would literally see a real life blade, imitation blade or whatever that they made from that game. But if they're
Hmm.
going to cosplay, they'll do like a foam blade and everything or a plastic, and it'll look very detailed
Yeah.
for it. Uh,
Yeah.
because it in Japan it used to be a lot of anime, um, and then when anime started getting popular here, uh, they started doing it also with cosplay. I just today I seen a black guy. He did one of the villains in the Castlevania anime, the new one that came out.
Hmm.
Uh, and it was like really good. I'm like, oh, that's on point. Even with the eye context, I'm like, yeah, you got him down to a T and everything.
Yeah. And the other interesting ones too is when people like gender swap costumes,
Mm-hmm.
like uh like when there was people were or there's this woman on Instagram who'd had a really cool like Barrett cosplay from Final Fantasy 7, but she's obviously like a woman and changed it up a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, and like her partner or whatever did like a Tifa one, and he was like obviously a man. It was kind of funny to see that kind of stuff, and I appreciate that stuff because like that makes that project like that much harder. Is like we have to like alter the costume or change something here or adjust something here, and it's like it's really cool to see people people do that too.
I think that's why we see a lot of the buff versions of Laura Croft in the Tomb Raider outfits
Yeah,
and stuff.
Larry
And
Croft.
yeah, and there's, I'm not gonna lie, there are some buff men that look really good. I'm like, ooh, okay, I see what you did there, but I'm like, you look really good and stuff. And it's yes, you trying to appreciate him for the body, but a lot of times I like to appreciate him for the art. Um,
Hmm.
because like even though it is a picture, even though it's attending to be like stared at in a mire and everything. I like the work that got put into it. Like just even with the editing, the color correction and stuff like that. And the placement of the body and like the picture and the quality that the and work goes into it. Sometimes I see a lot of that as art. I don't see anything other than that to be like that is a fantastic photo and
Hmm.
things like that. That's why, yes, I love the gender swapping thing. Okay, Princess Peach with a beard. Okay, that's funny in a sense. But it loses a joke when there's too many people who keep doing it and not changing it up and stuff and
Hmm.
everything. Because I think when we see females play a male character, we'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. I like how they did it." The Princess Layla, and is it Princess Layla and
Leia,
uh Leia?
no
Yeah,
second
what
L.
is it? I say
Man,
Layla.
Ed,
Uh,
come on.
Leia and like I think you've seen the picture of the Star Wars one with the guy in the Leia costume and the girls in I think it's Harrison Ford's outfit. Her Star Wars
Man, you really
because
don't know your Star Wars, do you?
it was when she was chained up, and it's been a long time since I watched the series. Um, um,
Yeah,
when she
they
was chained up.
she I mean, here's the thing about that one, right? Where like she used to be called Slave Leia, but then the term slave isn't exactly appropriate these days. So
Mhm.
I don't know what, captured Leia or something. I don't remember what it was, but Anyways, enough explanation. Oh man. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah. So
a lot of Adam's Family cosplay this year though, too, to be
which one?
honest. Adam's Family, Wednesday in
Oh,
particular.
oh,
I wasn't aware Adam's Family was popular again, but
yeah, because of Wednesday.
yeah.
Adam's Family has always been so good, and uh, enjoyable. Uh,
I don't think I've
uh,
ever seen it. Any of it.
the TV show or the movies?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you would love it. And
Are you
everything.
sure?
Gomez and
It,
Morticia. Yeah,
it really
it's
looks like
it's
something I wouldn't like.
it's literally funny. It's the jokes are funny. It's great writing. Yeah, I think you will enjoy the movies too. The movies are really family friendly and everything. I mean, they're a little bit scary, here and there, but they're not like blood scary. It's just like, what the world? Oh, okay. Thing is running around, a head coming out of the, like the Adams Family is literally just funny and everything. And they did a crossover with Scooby Doo
Nice.
uh back in the day, which was really funny, really good. Cause they saw the mystery, just like, yeah, we about to jet and bounce. Yeah. But I think
Sounds stressful.
it's not. I think you would really enjoy it. I think it's on Hulu or maybe on Netflix. But the Addams Family is really, really good. It it kind of uses a laugh track so you can laugh along with them and everything. But it is quite hilarious and everything.
Hmm.
And it has a iconic thing, the Addams Family, snap, snap, like it's so good.
Yeah. I how do you feel about like cheap cosplay or people like thinking it's funny to do bad cosplay?
Um,
It really bothers me, by the way. Like if some that's a me thing though. Like if something's not
if
perfect, it really bothers me. But that's a
if
me
it's
thing.
like if it's like no effort went into it, I would be like, okay, you just really threw this on because you just feel cheap and you don't care, so I shouldn't care. But if it's just like I did my best, and yes, it does look bad, I could respect that in a sense,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
mean there's one thing between people like trying and don't have a lot of money to do it and
Uh-huh.
they try really hard as opposed to like someone going out there and being like, "Ha, look at my bad cosplay. It's funny." And it's like,
Yeah,
"No,
I just
no,
doing a
not
sheep, cutting them some holes. I'm a ghost. Like, no.
yeah." Like like the adult version of the kid version of like a Captain America, like with the muscles built in, but they're really just like
Hmm.
we're gonna stuff this arm full of a pad because somebody needs muscles, right?
Yeah,
So that's
but
I'm
I
like,
can
yeah.
understand. And see, I can understand if kids have it because the parents bought
Well,
that costume and it
I'm
was
not talking
designed
about
that way.
kids. I'm talking about adults that wear like the Spirit Halloween versions of these costumes.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
yeah. I think if you don't put no effort into it, I'd be like, okay, and I can
mhm,
understand if you get those spirit Halloween costumes. I completely understand, but I'm like, you in order to make the costume a little bit lively, you had to add something. Definitely makeup. You gotta have makeup. You kind of gotta look the part, or if you're gonna do your own interpretation of it, bring something new to the table. But if it just feels like it's real lazy, I can't do that.
yeah. Uh, I saw a lot of Barbie this year too.
Because of the movie Barbie
Yeah, I know.
and everything.
Is that what it's from?
Uh,
Wasn't aware, Ed.
No, because there were people who were doing Barbie before the movie,
Oh, I
but
know.
I think it's become very popular and everything. Because some people be like, okay, I'll throw in a shirt that says, "I'm Ken enough." It's just
Hmm.
like, really, and
Hmm.
that's your costume. Come on now.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else I saw. A lot of Batmans I saw this year. I'm thinking of like Trick or Treat stuff. Who I saw at Trick or Treat. A lot of Pokemon. Trying to think. It was there's a lot of stuff out there, man. A lot of just
Yeah,
random stuff.
I was gonna go if I was working, because I'm on vacation. Everybody at
Is
this
he?
time.
Who knows?
No, I literally was going to go as from Fatal Fury, and I cannot think of his name. Um, Terry. I was gonna go as Terry Bogart and call myself Eddie Bogart. I was gonna have the black long hair. I was going to order Boss Rush or Nintendo Power Block. I don't know if we do trucker hats or anything. Uh, but I was going to order one of the trucker hats if we had like Boss Rush to put my hair through, and then I was going to get a Adidas coat or something. Have a white shirt and the blue jeans, some red gloves and stuff, and go as like Eddie Bogart. So n- not fully full on Terry Bogart, but try to give you the look of that. Because personally, I would also have to work everybody if I was going to wear that. And Halloween is on the Tuesday. Uh,
Yeah. Well, by
so
the time
that's
this episode comes out, we're way past Halloween. So we're like
yes.
almost into
So,
Thanksgiving, I think, by the time this comes out.
yeah. So I that was gonna be my costume, and everything. But I had to pass on it due to me not being at work and not really going anywhere for my vacation. So I just returned the hair in a stocking cap that I had on it. So, cause I was gonna have that thing on my head and be itching all day long and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe next year I will get another costume depending on if I'm working around that time for Halloween. But that was gonna be my costume
Mm.
this year. And I put thought and effort to it because just like I'm supporting Boss Rush. Yeah, I was gonna also have a white Boss Rush shirt so people could see it and promote us and everything, but also feel like I am part of a gaming character and everything.
Yeah. I the last Halloween costume I was Jim from The Office. So
Oh
that
wow.
was 3 hole punch Jim from The Office. People who watch The Office will understand that. It's funny because Jim, in that episode, Jim didn't want to like dress up for Halloween, so he cut 3 black holes out of like black construction paper and just taped it to his shirt. And he said he was
Uh-huh.
3 hole punch Jim,
Wow.
which was funny. So yeah, man, that was before kids. So we went to a Halloween party, and that's what we were. Sana was Pam from that episode. So that was fun, though.
Oh wow.
That was fun. I enjoyed it for a little bit.
I could I kind of had fun last year. Uh with Halloween and everything, cause like I actually got to dress up as a character. Um. Uh, from Streets of Rage 4.
Hmm.
And like I dyed my hair blue, but it was kind of weird because the blue
Oh, I remember
didn't really
that.
come out.
No, it didn't.
And I was,
You had blue hair for such a long time.
yeah, but the thing about it is, I washed it out. It came out, but some might still stayed in there.
I
For
think
it.
a lot of it stayed in.
Oh
There are
wow.
definitely some older Power Block episodes where you had blue hair.
Oh wow, and I didn't even notice it and
Man,
everything.
man,
Yeah,
good times.
I was Adam last year. For Streets of Rage 4.
Mm.
Um,
Oh man,
Have you
good
ever
times.
have you ever dyed your hair, Corey,
Yeah, in high
or
school I used to
beard?
in high school I had blue hair because our school colors were blue and
Hmm.
red, white, and blue. So I it wasn't really hair dye though. It was like hair gel that, and it like turns your hair whatever color the gel was. And so
Oh, okay.
now, granted, my eyes burned from it, but I would like use it and like during football games and stuff, like the blue would like run down my face and like look crazy. So it
Oh,
burned
wow.
though. That stuff burns your eyes.
Yes. Well, everybody, I think that's gonna be it, Corey, for this
Whoa,
episode.
really?
What?
Darn. Hi.
So, but hopefully you guys had a great Halloween. Hopefully you guys posted your costumes for us to see, and everything. And by the time this come out, um, like Corey said, we'll be close to Halloween. Hopefully
No, we'll
everybody
be close to
have their.
Thanksgiving. This will be out.
Oh,
Dude, Halloween's tomorrow. As the time of this recording.
I
This is
mean,
gonna be
close to
probably
Thanksgiving.
be Thanksgiving.
uh Hopefully everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Also, hopefully you guys have plans for Black Friday for the games that you're getting. I know I'm going to be starting Immortals of Avium soon.
Yeah.
um Probably by the time you guys watch this, I'll have more info about that. uh but yeah, I hopefully I could get the Harry Potter game that came out for
Good one.
Switch, um, and stuff like that. I'm excited to see what they have for Black Friday,
Mm-hmm.
this year, and what games that we snag. That might be an expansion pass. Be like, what did we snag any games during Black Friday and stuff?
Yeah, we could
Um,
probably do that. I'll
and
just save
did we get
the
them?
last couple episodes of for after that.
Yes. Um, with that, everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on the Nintendo Expansion Pass. Bye, everybody.
If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/BossRushMedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.